Okay, so today we're going to go through a Smart Notebook activity about music, specifically families of instruments. It's intended for grades 3 through 6, and students should already know how musical instruments make music, how sounds can be higher or lower pitched, and how sounds can be louder or softer. By the end of this lesson, students should be able to identify families of instruments, sounds of instruments, blends of instruments, and how each family of instruments produces sound. Instruments can be grouped into 4 major families: the strings, brass, woodwinds, and percussion. Each instrument family has unique sounds produced in different ways. Instruments have different timbre or sound. Let's move on to the next part of this lesson. Okay, so this is the first activity. The teacher has covered over different instruments and she wants us to uncover them and play the notes so we hear what each one sounds like. Okay, so first we have the trumpet. You can hear how high the sound is. Let's hear the violin next. Followed by the oboe. And lastly, the snare drum. Each instrument is from a different family, and we're going to learn about these in just a moment. First of all, let's learn about the string instruments. Okay, so the teacher just wants us to move this treble clef sign across the staff, and we'll hear the different sounds and pitches of each instrument and how it's going to go lower as we go across. Alright, so let's start off with the violin. Next, the viola, followed by the cello, and lastly the double bass. As we can see, these are all the string instruments, and the violin is the highest and the double bass is the lowest. Let's listen to the pitches again. Violin, the viola, the cello, and the double bass. Let's hear them all together. We can hear how they all blend together, from the highest to the lowest pitches. Alright, let's move on to the brass instruments. Same concept applies, we simply move the treble clef sign across the staff. Here we go. So the highest brass instrument is a trumpet. The French horn, the trombone, and the tuba, which is extremely low. Alright, so the trumpet is the highest and the tuba is the lowest. Let's listen again. Here's the trumpet. The French horn, the trombone, and the tuba. Let's hear what they all sound like together. Just like before, all the high and low instruments blend together to make a beautiful musical sound. Alright, next we're going to learn about the woodwind instruments. First, the flute. Followed by the oboe, clarinet, and lastly the bassoon. The flute is the highest and the bassoon is the lowest. Let's hear these again. The flute, the oboe, the clarinet, and the bassoon. Just as before, the pitches get lower as we go across. The flute is the highest and the bassoon is the lowest. Let's hear them all together. Let's listen to the percussion instruments now. The triangle, snare drum, cymbals, and bass drum. Alright, the triangle is the highest. Snare drum is just a little bit lower. Followed by the cymbals. And the bass drum. Alright, so now we've learned about all the different types of instruments. Let's put them all together and create beautiful music. Alright, for my orchestra, I'm going to use all the string instruments and the percussion. And it will blend beautifully together. All these instruments are played with a bow, and all these are sound is produced by tapping these instruments. Let's hear them all together. What a masterpiece! I hope students will be able to identify the different families of instruments, how the different sounds are produced, and the different sounds they make. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you.